Canada is not a wonderland where the difficulties others face do not exist. We experience the same challenges you do. Canada is continually evolving.
A work in progress. So I want to tell you about the Canadian experience because for all the mistakes we've made, we remain hopeful. Hopeful that we can do better, and be better, and treat each other with the dignity and the respect that is the birthright of every human being.
Gotta be in the fucking camera.
I want to tell you our story because I know that the challenges we have faced and continue to face are not.
Has to do with Justin Trudeau, Jagmeet Singh, the federal government, and the provincial government. Now let's not forget the municipalities. I'm Dan Cairns from Ontario, Canada, Northern Ontario, Canada. And I'm here today because I'm sick and tired of the disability people out there across Canada and the farmers, the truckers, and everybody, every last Canadian being treated like we're second hand, third hand, or even fourth hand. Like the federal government don't care. You just heard Justin Trudeau say, Canada is not perfect. But he's supposed to be being our prime minister. Now our laws here indicate that we're supposed to be barrier-free as disabled people. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. People on disability, they're supposed to be barrier-free. Censoring the internet against people like ourselves. And I'm a disabled person. I sit here, I have a heater up over my head, a 50,000 BTU, and I still got to sit here with a heavy sweater on, regardless of the colors that's on the sweater, just to keep warm. Why? Because the federal and provincial government don't care. The municipalities don't care. I live in a municipality in Northern Ontario, Northeastern Ontario, Canada, called Holtyler, where Black River Madison doesn't want to do anything for the communities that they're supposed to be looking after. Now, causing hardship. Let's start with causing hardship here, ladies and gentlemen. Our streets, our sidewalks are not plowed. If you complain to the municipality, they threaten you with court procedures, which, let's make it clear, I don't care. I am 61 years old. My wife's 40. She keeps me young. Though our rights have been violated, not only by the municipality, by the provincial government, Doug Ford, federally, Justin Trudeau, Jagmeet Singh. The only ones that haven't been able to violate us yet is the Conservative Party of Canada. That's right. The Conservative Party has not did this. Matter of fact, the Conservative Party is going to change what is right and what is wrong. There's laws out there to protect us all, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm hoping to go through it today with you all. Things are there for a reason. And these people in the federal and provincial government, Justin Trudeau, Christine Freeland, has caused hardship beyond control. And that's why the Conservatives are trying to get them out. But who holds on to the coattails and lower? Jagmeet Singh, the NDP government of Canada. But there is, and there was hope for this. And the hope was the truckers, the farmers, and the people across Canada who stood up in Ottawa for us. The ones that can't make it out to these rallies because our legs and everything would not be able to allow us to. And if we did, it wouldn't be for long. Right? Now, this is what you hear. The time has come. From the eye that can see, the discrimination towards all Canadians, especially disabled people. Our memories of this day was the hope of freedom, and it still is, ladies and gentlemen. Nationwide, strong and free. This idiot that thinks that he can run our country was despicable. As you see, the scandals, everything that you see, the beauty of Canada, the mountains, the streams, the waters. Standing up for what's right, ladies and gentlemen. This is what I'm getting at. The discrimination from the federal government and the provincial and the municipalities throughout Canada. Oh, you can't do that. You don't have any rights. Well, I'm here today to tell you that we do. We do have rights, ladies and gentlemen. And we're going to stand up for them pretty soon. If I get it my way. What are they going to do? Shoot me? Jagmeet Singh or Justin Trudeau going to send somebody out with a gun and put a bullet between my eyes? Go for it. Because I'm done with the federal and provincial government at this point in time. People are out of water. People are living on the street. People are homeless. The food banks have never seen anything like this ever in their life. Of course, I have other videos too, ladies and gentlemen. I do. And I invite you all to come and watch it. Dan Scrapper Food and Charity Foundation, which I am very close to holding the patent on. I'm not here for a pat in the back, but I did fundraising. I did fundraising for communities. I raised $800 at one point in time in 2007 for 2 food banks. I had to. My video is out there. You can watch it. Just look it up. But what else do we got here? Okay. Let's say we were forced, ladies and gentlemen, of taking the vaccine. Okay? It shows you on these videos the evidence, the priceless times in 2022, what Trudeau, as well as the provincial and the municipal governments, think of Canadians. Racist, whatever they want to call us. Okay? But what they forget here, ladies and gentlemen, is the discrimination and harassment that Justin Trudeau, Jagmeet Singh, provincial side is Doug Ford, and then our municipalities across Canada forget. Discrimination and harassment. Discrimination is an action of decision of threat of person, group, as you can read it here. I'm not the best in reading and writing. That's part of my disability. Navigating the reasons in such race, age, and disabilities. These are the reasons for unknown grounds of discrimination. Let's not forget the censorship of the internet. Our barriers from being barrier-free has been violated by Justin Trudeau. Jagmeet Singh, as well as Christine Freeland and the works of them. In Canada, you can file a complaint with the Human Rights Commission, which also is in violation of the Disabilities Act here. Not counting the UN disabilities and the duties to accommodate they're both federally, which gives jail time. Why hasn't the RCMP did something about this? Because they want to hide behind their immunity? Well, I found a way around that immunity, and I'm just waiting on my time. Every dog has its day, and the federal government, Trudeau, the provincial government, Doug Ford, and the municipalities are all going to get hit by it. What can they take from me? Nothing, because I ain't got nothing. I have a house. They can't take my house. Municipality here in Black River, Madison already tried that. They sold a house that they tell me after I bought it from a lady that never did anything with it, that it was condemned unsafe. But they sold it, which is against the law. I have all the documentations on that. I put new wiring into this house, new plumbing, did some renovations inside the house here to make it better. new water lines, sewer lines right out. And I get called a liar that the water problem, that because the water wouldn't come into my house, was frozen under my house. So I dug it up to find out that the problem lied in the streets, ladies and gentlemen, with the municipality. I asked the municipality why the fire hydrants ain't working in town, and they tell me that they're broken. Well, that's discrimination against disabled people, because rightly, everything's supposed to be up and working. Sidewalks are supposed to be passable, not impassable, for people walking with canes or disabilities or scooters or wheelchairs. You can't go down the sidewalks here. They're never plowed in the winter. What's the federal government doing about it? Nothing. You can go to the Canadian Human Rights. They do nothing about it. So that's discrimination of this. Regardless, you work or you receive services from the federal government or business or organizations, which entails that every business throughout Canada, throughout the municipalities, has to have equal access. Where are the people in the federal government enforcing this? Where is the municipalities forcing it? A doorway has to be 4 feet wide to get comfortably to get a wheelchair through with wheelchair access or whatever. They're not through the northern part anyhow. Everything has to do with the southern, like Toronto area and stuff like that. But nothing gets done in the northern area, and that's where the problem comes in. I've asked the municipality why they haven't fixed up the infrastructure here. They said because the federal government and the provincial government hasn't given us enough money to fix up the infrastructure that needs to be done for safe water, for more water wells, for community safety. Instead, we get discriminated. By whom? Justin Trudeau, Christine Freeland, the disability part of the federal government. In the UN laws, it states, UN laws for disability people of Canada, it states, for every fraction, it's at least 5 years imprisonment. I have a list. But Justin Trudeau don't care about this list. He doesn't care that disability people go hungry. There's different disabilities. And I'm for waiting this, ladies and gentlemen, of what the heck's going to take place. Like, harassment is a form of discrimination based on the prohibited grounds of discrimination. It involves any unwanted physical, verb, behavior. Okay, physical, verb, and behavior. What did Justin Trudeau call the Canadian people when the law-abiding citizens of the trucker convoy come into Ottawa? That was despicable and verbal behavior and offensive to humanity, which he should be charged for acts against humanity. Christine Freeland should too. Freezing bank accounts, taking people's money. Now, what is he doing? He has people living on the streets, ladies and gentlemen. And they want to blame it on the Conservative Party. The Conservative Party isn't in power yet. They're there. They're going to be in power. And we can't wait as Canadians to see Pierre Poilievre in power as our president, Prime Minister of Canada. We can't wait. And we're not going to wait. Because the Liberals are so low in the polls and the NDP, they cannot even see daylight out their backsides. Am I wrong? Doesn't matter where you go in Canada. Throughout Canada, the problem exists. Wherever we go, throughout the municipalities. Heck, there's Aboriginal families living in communities that don't have safe drinking water. Their wells weren't finished. Homes. I've been on a native reserve. I've seen the way that these people have to live. I'm not just talking about them. How about the ones living in Tent City, ladies and gentlemen? Something has to be done. Something has to be done. And as you see, the despicable and the lying, the deception of this man right here, okay, is enough to make any Canadian sick.
Are trying to blockade our economy?
Sure he is. Justin Trudeau is trying to blockade our economy from what we had that was working to scandals after scandals after scandals. Like, his scandals are ridiculous. His deceptions towards people. Some of us only live on $1,000 a month on a disability. Does this man care? No.
Our democracy
is screwed. Literally is screwed because of the Liberal and NDP government.
and our fellow citizens
who are getting screwed over by this Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau, Christine Freeland, the Liberal and NDP government, Jagmeet Singh. Jagmeet wants you to think that everything is fine. Well, let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen, it's not fine. The discrimination towards people with disabilities is unbelievably sickening. Literally sickening. Wow. And this man wants to fraud Canadians, taking Canadian taxpayers' money and making them pay more in the grocery stores.
are trying to blockade our economy, our democracy, and our fellow citizens' daily lives.
Yes, he does, doesn't he? Right out of the mouth of babes, and he ain't no fucking babe. Excuse my language, but he's not.
It has to stop.
Yes, it does. The discrimination, the harassment, the bullying, the mistreatment of this man right here and his cabinet. And the NDP cabinet, if Jagmeet Singh had any brains whatsoever, ladies and gentlemen, he would separate from him, because this guy, this Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, couldn't organize anything inside a cat house, even if he had the instructions how to do it. What? Because he's a school teacher, he's got papers, he thinks he's better than everybody else? He's not.
People of Ottawa don't deserve to be harassed in their...
And people of Canada don't deserve to be harassed and bullied and forced to do stuff that they shouldn't do. They shouldn't. Or be caused hardship on or discriminated. The list goes on and on.
their own neighborhoods. They deserve to be confronted with the inherent violence of a swastika.
Or that Justin Trudeau, the Liberal Party of Canada, or the NDP, sent out on the streets.
Flying on a street corner, or a Confederate flag, or the insults and jeers just because they're wearing a mask.
Oh, wearing a mask, putting a diaper over your face, when it was all found out that it was just a hoax. And who holds the patent for this? Right there, ladies and gentlemen, on your screen. Justin Trudeau holds the patent. And it was pushed on to Canadians to get this vaccine when it wasn't even tested. It takes over 10 years to make sure that a fully vaccine is tested to be safe. How many people has died? This comes down on this man's shoulders. And the Liberals. Does it not? Sure it does. And the discrimination towards Canadians with disabilities over censorship. It does. It does. The Ontario Disabilities Human Rights Act states that nothing is supposed to be seized, garnished, executed under any laws, under any act. We are barrier free. And this man here, Justin Trudeau, I wouldn't give him the dust off my walls in my house.
That's not who Canadians are.
That's right. So get it through your head, Trudeau. It's not who Canadians are. Canadians are loving, caring individuals. I've heard enough of him. And I wouldn't even waste the time of bringing up Christine Freeland, how she seized the bank accounts of many people. But the discrimination, the harassment, the bullying from the federal and provincial governments, censoring internet, is a breach of the Disabilities Act because we're barrier free. People with disabilities. And now, the mental stress and anguish that the federal government has put upon us all, including the people that have to live in tents in the middle of below weather. Ladies and gentlemen, pretty soon this is going to stop. And if I had funding to go up against them, which I will sooner or later, and I'll do it myself if I have to. I have a way around all the hardships right now. I can't bring it up because of certain criteria that's in the works. But I can say it's going to make a lot of people breathe and bring hope back to Canada. Sure, it might cost me $500,000 to go up against the federal, provincial government, municipalities that don't want to toe the line for the people with disabilities throughout Canada. We're all entitled to fresh drinking water, good drinking water, that Justin Trudeau had promised Canada, across Canada, that we would have it. There's still communities out there that have to have boiled water or going without good water to drink. Housing. Housing's a big issue. People are dying every day, living in tents, makeshift shelters. They're being discriminated by the federal and provincial governments and the municipalities. Here's a good one. The federal government had brought out that all municipalities and that have to have a disability council. Well, get this. The CEO and that staff gets paid. The councils get paid, but they want people on a disability to volunteer their time in order to sit on their own council to help the regular council out, which is discrimination, which in turn works under the CEO, which shouldn't be sitting in any council meetings, which that's against the law. Or if the disabilities laws states that we're free, they want people to be out of the shadows because they're disabled people. And they don't want to pay them. Well, in municipalities across Canada, like right here in the Black River, Madison, our taxes went up 34.4 or 5% on services of unsafe water here in Holt Tyler alone. What do? They plow the streets. They pick up our garbage. And they send polluted water back into our homes. Now, if you complain about this, you have the Ministry of Environment Enforcement Unit come to your door, like I have. You have the Ministry of Environment or the Ministry of Public Health show up at your door to harass you, to bully you, to try and scare you, like they did here, which hasn't phased on me. They left with their tail between their legs. Oh, I was told that they come here, they drove around, they see nothing wrong. I said, did you do any tests? They said, no. I said, so your investigation is inconclusive. Exactly what I said. One lady from Public Health says it's okay to drink asbestos. We have asbestos in Northern Ontario, Canada. In the ground, ladies and gentlemen. We have manholes that are covered with plates of steel, not properly put in with covers. And if you do, The ones that is in here is 1945, and there's one that's got 1924 on it, on manholes. The water system and sewage has never been upgraded, as an example, in this town. What about in your town? What runs under the ground that the municipality don't want to tell you about? That the federal government won't give them funding, enough funding, to fix up the infrastructure. Now, I know this is hearsay, what I'm going to say, but I heard our municipality got $50 million to fix up the infrastructure right here in this town and spend it elsewhere. It'll be looked into. But it might have been 5, 6, 7 years ago. But it'll be looked into. The water system in majority of the communities surrounding Matheson, Ontario, Black River, Matheson Township, are all pretty much in dire need of repairs. The council sits there, gets paid. The administration gets paid. The disability council that's supposed to be there, they want volunteers. Well, that's discrimination, because simply, and it should be non-discriminatory, which it is discriminatory towards people with disabilities. Why shouldn't they get paid as well as the regular council? Because the regular council and the CEO and the administration think they're better than disabled people throughout Canada. I'm not just picking on one, I'm saying it to them all. Is this right, ladies and gentlemen? No, it's not. But this is going to end. And when it all comes down to it, if I get it my way, each person across Canada is going to get $1 million. That will stop a lot and help a lot of people out. Each one person across Canada, each and every person across Canada will get $1 million. We'll have to wait and see how it turns out. Each infrastructure, each little community will get $50 million to help fix up their infrastructure. People in your communities, not the municipalities that think they govern or everything, want to run I get mind blockages as part of my disability too, just to let you all know. But every infrastructure, every community across Canada would get $50 million. Each community across Canada will have the right to separate from the municipality that they're with now and have their own council. Government funding will be coming into them. We will separate from them. Each community will separate. Non-conforming townships. What are they trying to do here on a non-conforming township? Is collect the taxes out of a non-conforming township, which they're doing here in Black River, Madison, when they have no right to a non-conforming township. They're trying to do that. Let alone, there was an incident here last week where one of their employees, early in the morning, not even on site, tried running over a protester in a union with his car. What did one of the administration secretaries do? Pulled out a bat or a club or something and tried hitting the person, or did hit the person with it. That's an assault with a weapon. And the guy that was driving the car that tried running over a protester, they got charged as well. Should be attempted murder. But that's how our municipality works here. I'm not sure how it works in your area. But their threats have become violent. Their discrimination, their harassment is beyond anything. They're trying to follow after Trudeau, I guess. The federal and provincial governments. Doug Ford won't even step in. You send him a letter and you're blocked before the email can even get through. You contact Justin Trudeau about this problem, and he thinks that he just won a trophy, which is you, and tries to pawn you off to somebody else instead of dealing with it himself. That's all against the law, ladies and gentlemen. Literally, all against the law. He's supposed to handle those things himself. Sit down with people and talk. But does he? No. Pawns you off like a pawn in a chess game, or crowns himself, or takes other people's work and try and pass it off as his own, where he tries to pat himself on the back. Now, I'm nothing. I'm just a Canadian. But I am somebody. I'm a disabled person in Canada. Throughout Canada. Talking for the ones that cannot talk for themselves or scared to. There's something coming down the pipe, ladies and gentlemen, and I cannot indulge in what it is, but when it is, you remember my name, Dan Cairns, Northern Ontario. It's coming very soon, in the next year or so, regardless if Pierre Poilievre's in or not. Disability people have rights, and ours has been violated. Yours have been violated. Canadians across Canada has been violated. Mentally, physically. So each one of yous that were charged at the trucker convoy, each one of you farmers that grow our food for our tables, every one of you truckers that were discriminated are now handicapped people. Mentally. Mentally is still a disability. I know how it affected me. Sitting here watching while the RCMP went in and destroyed and picked up discriminated disabled people. Let's not stop from running over people ordered by Justin Trudeau, Christine Freeland, NDP Jagmeet Singh, their parties, to have the police come in and use excessive force on people with walkers and wheelchairs, ladies and gentlemen. Let's not forget about that. Or then excessive force with the rubber bullets and tear gas and shooting people with them. But the time's going to come, ladies and gentlemen. Every dog has its day. And if I'm wrong, which I'm not, Canada is going to fall. Justin Trudeau is going to fall. Christine Freeland and all the rest of them are going to fall. But every Canadian need not to be discriminated, harassed, bullied, or internet censored. I'm surprised that they haven't censored mine. But like it's been said, we don't deserve it. By jeepers creepers, we ain't gonna take it. No, we're not. I'm Dan Cairns from Ontario, Canada. And this is worth playing. Standing up for people with disabilities, ladies and gentlemen. The hardship, discrimination, disinformation, the scandals. It's endless. And I'm proud to be a Canadian. So please give this video a thumbs up and share it out. And I'm not trying to be anybody's hero. I don't look for pat in the back. I want justice. And justice is coming. We're not going to take it anymore. The buck stops here with you. Blackface. Discriminating. Deception. Fondling kids. Discrimination. We're going to stand up and fight. I don't care if it costs me every last penny that I'm going to receive. But we're looking at $1 billion, ladies and gentlemen, plus the lawsuit. Across Canada. At least $1 billion. For each infrastructure to be fixed, upgraded. We're taking back Canada. And with God's hand, He's going to help us, ladies and gentlemen. I stand with you. God bless you all. And may you heed what I'm saying. I might be old, but I'm done. Justin Trudeau, we're coming to you. We're coming for you. Not to cause that harm on you, but for justice for what you've done to Canadians. I'm Dan Cairns from Northern Ontario, Canada, saying God bless you all. And I'm on your side. Like I said, I'm not looking for no pat in the back. I'm not trying to be anybody's hero here. I'm just one man. And with yous at my side, we can defeat him. Them. The rights. The caring, the love that we're going to show him when he's got bracelets on him We have rights, and I have a way around their immunity. We'll talk at you soon. Bye for now. God bless.